All righty, guys. Max Calandrillo, we've got the Boxing Debate Grand Prix today. I'm really looking forward to this. We've got all the contestants on stage right now. We're gonna have some good debates. We've got boxing with Adam. We've got how boxing works. We've got Jack. There's like an echo. I don't know where that came from. Boxing with Adam, how boxing works. Jack Alter, Billionaire Boxing, JJ Solomon, Jay Boogie. Is that a little bit better, fellas? Let me make
It's
sure.
been perfect on my end.
I heard an echo. Anyhow, I'm really excited to be doing this. It's going to be great. A lot of people on here. And yeah, guys, give me a little intro. And tell me a little bit about yourselves. We can start off with boxing.
I'm sorry, you cut out, man. What'd you say? Can you hear me, Max?
I have a really bad echo coming from. Really bad.
Maybe someone has the stream on in the background or something.
Stream on the background. Okay, there we go. I think it's gone now. Okay, boxing with Adam. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are. Really quick intro.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was born in Phoenix, man. Raised in Vegas. I'm in Arizona right now. Always loved boxing. About a year ago, just went on a journey. Lost 115 pounds. Training boxing right now, and yeah, and I just love to talk about boxing and my passion. That's about it, man. Got
man.
He's 4 years old. And he's into boxing too.
Amazing, brother. Great story. We're great to have you on. If you guys don't know, Boxing with Adam actually is a 1 day late replacement. He came in last minute. So thank you for coming on. We really appreciate you.
No problem,
How
man.
boxing works. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you've got a lot in the industry, you have a lot that you've done so far. Just tell us a little bit about you, brother.
How's it going, guys? My name's Elijah, owner of How Boxing Works. Full time, I still work. I work at a 5-star resort as a night auditor. But during the day, I tweet about boxing. I report on fights, attend events, talk to fighters. I recently released a book called How Boxing Works, basically encompassing everything that the average person that you see on the street wouldn't necessarily know about boxing. It covers the rules, the belts, the business of boxing, everything that the sport encompasses. I tried to cover in my book. And then I just released my podcast on Apple Podcasts called How Boxing Works as well. If you guys haven't got the the gist of what I'm doing here. But basically the same thing. We cover, the sport. We break down fights, and I try to find a new topic to discuss every week, and just get to learn more about the boxing community. We learn a lot about the fighters, but we don't learn a lot about the people behind the scenes, the trainers, the referees, the reporters. So that's what I would like to cover more on my platform is, get to interview people on the back end of things, the people that bring these fights to life. So that's what I do over here.
Tremendous, brother. Tremendous. Jack Alter, quick rundown of who you are as well, bro. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Awful. I just muted it because I saw other people were muted too. What's up, y'all? I'm Jack Alter. I'm 24. I turned 24 about last week. I've been a boxing fan for it's gonna be 10 years. I saw Creed back in 2015, and I was into the Rocky movies, and slowly, like November 2015. So it's really about to be 10 years since I got into boxing. I just love the sport with all my heart. I've been in the boxing community since I was about 14. I've really decided to grow a platform for myself the past couple of years. I want to interview more fighters. I've interviewed Ryan Garcia, Jim Lampley. There's other guys that I want to interview, but there's been a lot more social media drama than that I've expected. So I've been kind of sidetracked a little bit, but deep down, I love boxing more than anything. And I'm here to talk about boxing. So that's my love. I love it more than anything. And yeah.
Love it, brother. Love it. Quickly, Billionaire Boxing TV, you as well, man.
Yo, are we good? Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yo, man, this is BBTV. I've been a boxing fan since I came out the womb. My favorite boxer is Floyd Mayweather, and I'm just here to get it on, man. Shout out to everybody in here today, man. Let's get it on.
Yes, sir. We're glad to have you. JJ Solomon, the Spit Bucket Pod. Tell us about yourself quickly, brother.
What's up, man? Yeah, so interestingly enough, I just went solo this week with the Spit Bucket podcast. So I'm a 40-year-old head, been a huge boxing fan my whole life. First fight that really hooked me was Chavez Meldrick Taylor. But I've got three beautiful children, a 19-year-old at the University of Texas, a 16-year-old sophomore princess, and a 20-month-old baby. So y'all pray for me. In love with my queen of a wife. And look, guys, I'm just going to do a cheesy promo. Hope you don't mind, Max. And by the way, thank you, Max, for putting this together. But doing a little bit of a pivot where my channel is still going to cover boxing, which is going to tie us all together. But the Spit Bucket is going to focus on men and what we need to hear: fatherhood, marriage talk, mental health, the shit that we're not allowed to talk about. But we're going to bring it to life, and we're going to grow together on the Spit Bucket, man. So I'm excited to see all of you guys grow. I want to grow with you guys. I'm honored to be here. I love the sport of boxing so much. I love my family so much. I love God so much. And I love men so much. That's what my calling is. So I want all of us to explode and do beautiful things. And that's what the Spit Bucket podcast is going to be all about.
Beautiful, brother. I love to hear that. Jay Boogie, my brother, tell us quickly about yourself, bro.
All right, so I go by Jay Boogie. I've been a fan of boxing since I was like a teenager. And been on Twitter for a few years with my page. Still haven't started my YouTube channel, but I plan on starting it pretty soon. And yeah.
Perfect, brother. Awesome. And last one, JMMA, before we get these debates popping.
Just very quickly, JMMA. It's kind of funny. I know everybody's about to have a good laugh. I got MMA in my name, and we about to be, debating boxing.
Yeah.
But
Dark horse, I love it.
but actually, for just funny, just quickly, everybody asked me why is that? Because I primarily actually cover boxing, but I thought JMMA sounded better than J Boxing, so I just went with that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I got a YouTube platform, TikTok platform, really discussing the video game aspect of it and the actual real life aspect of boxing. So yeah, I'm interested to see what we do with this.
Let's do it. Perfect. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put everyone except for Jack Alter and Jay Boogie in backstage. Okay, I'm gonna put you guys all in backstage. We have 3 official judges. For some reason, Bishop hasn't gotten back to me, so I guess he'll judge the next ones. We have Ruari in backstage, Amin in backstage, and my friend Brian from Fighting Yo. I'm gonna have all of them explain their scorecards after the match ends, but until the time is, I'm gonna put you guys in backstage. So give me one moment, guys. I haven't been on StreamYard in a long time, so how do I do this? Remove from stage. Haven't done this in way too long. One at a time. Here we go. All right, fellas. You guys have been preparing for this. I'm excited to have it going. The way I'm going to do it, you guys have 1 minute each for each topic, just solo with no interruption. Jack's going to have a minute for his point. Jay Boogie's going to have a minute clean, uninterrupted to make his point. And then I'm going to have 2 minutes of you guys just naturally going back and forth on the discussions. Okay? So, Jack, what's the first topic, brother?
Well, we're gonna do. I think fights should stay 12 rounds, and he thinks it should go back to 15 rounds.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with should boxing be 12 rounds?
Hey, quick question. Are you gonna let us know when our time's about to be up, or is it just gonna cut
Yeah,
off?
so if anything, yeah, I'll do a 10-second thing. There's I don't know if you see the top left. Do you guys see the timer on the top left?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll do it when it's at 0-0. So just so you guys have it, so it's a little simpler and easier for you to see. But if you guys do go over time, I'll let you know and I'll warn it. But just look at the timer on the top left. You guys will both get 1 minute for your point, uninterrupted each. Jack will go first. Jay Boogie will go first. For the next topic, Jay Boogie will go first, and Jack will go after. And after you guys make your 1 minute uninterrupted, you guys will have 2 minutes to go back and forth on it. So we're gonna go 30 more seconds. Final points. Jack Alter, you're pro 12 rounds. Jay Boogie is pro 15 rounds. Right. This is gonna be very interesting. If anything, let's start at 50, 950 to 1050. Okay, Jack?
Got it.
So we got a few more seconds. I'm going to go on mute and the floor is yours in 3, 2, 1.
Okay. I think 100,000,000% it needs to say 12 rounds because everyone wants 15 rounds in terms of entertainment, but it's so unhealthy for the boxers. We cannot do 15 rounds. When I first got into boxing, I think I saw a study that stuck in my mind and said like something like 70% of serious brain injuries in boxing occurred after round 13. And if you look at the stats, all the, deaths that have happened in boxing, it makes sense because like all of those have been like round 14, 15. It's just so dangerous for the fighters. We can't do as much as we want to. We would love to see, 15 rounds of action. We got to think of the fighter safety. That's what we got to do. We got to think of the fighter safety. I only got a minute, but that's exactly safety. That's the whole thing. I mean, I want 15 rounds of entertainment, but I much rather prefer the fighters be safe, and it's much safer if it's 12 rounds. And, that's what I think. So.
All right, so that's Jack's point. Jay Boogie, start at 10:55 to 11:55, brother.
All right. So to counter what he just said, there was a study actually done by I think it was the Association of Boxing Commissions, and they looked at from 2000 to 2019, 84 total deaths in the pros, and only like 8 out of those 84 were in a 12 round, like full 12 round fight. So really 90% of the time in that 20-year period, the deaths were in fights that lasted under the 12 rounds. So, that those fights never would have even reached the 15 rounds. And then of course the fact that most fights are not title fights anyways. So I don't think that it would reduce the amount of deaths or increase the amount of deaths that much because we have a lot more safety precautions and medical technology and stuff like that.
All right, perfect. So that was your both 1 minute. We're going to start at 12:10. I want you guys to have a free flow conversation from 12:10 to 14:10. Just basically what the points that you guys made, go back and forth. If you need to interrupt, but ideally try to respect each other's space. Go ahead, guys.
Of course. Yeah, I wanted to say that, yeah, of course it's not going to all be, you go the full 12 rounds and you collapse. I mean, I'm talking about, well, the brain damage comes from getting hit in the head repeatedly over and over. Like you're not going to get hit with one shot and then, you're clean knocked out. It's the brain repeatedly getting hit. So we would see less and less longevity in careers if the fights went 15 rounds. Then they'd take more damage.
I mean, I see what you're saying. I do think that probably overall you're going to take more damage with those 3 extra rounds, but you also got to factor in the fact that, fighters, they're going to pace themselves, so they're maybe not going to throw as many punches. And then also, in my opinion, 15 rounds should only be if the fighters agree to it. So you could do 12, you could do 15, it's got to be agreed upon. And the referees and the coaches, they definitely need to be willing to stop the fight, to save the fighters as well, just, like we already do. So, it would be more entertaining for the fans and it would reduce the amount of draws too. A lot of these fights that end in a 6-6, we wouldn't have to have 2 and 3 fights between guys, So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll let you respond to that.
Yeah, I agree with the draw aspect, but at the same time, we need regulations because the fighters are fighters, like they're warriors. They're going to keep fighting until they can't fight anymore. That's what like a fighter is. So we do need the regulations enable for the fighters to, because they don't stop, So we've seen a lot of deaths. I think Maxime Dadashev was one recently. Like that was one. I don't know if that was 10 or 12 rounds, but it was at the very end of the fight. Like that was a guy. Like the corners were saying, "Okay, we want to stop." I mean, and he's like, "No, because he's a fighter. He wants to fight the entire way." So I feel like we need the regulations because the fighters and even their corners like are too like strong.
All right, boys, time's up. All right, that's round 1. Judges, you guys are backstage. Text me your scorecard for round 1, please, if you can, whichever through X or through Instagram, whichever way I'm contacting you. Ruari, Amin, and Bishop. So round 1 is over. We're getting into round number 2. Jay Boogie, what is the topic for round number 2, brother?
Let's see. We'll do the instant replay for bad stoppages.
Okay, so Boogie, what is your basic
I was against no replay for like referee stoppages. Like,
okay. So
like
you're
TKOs and stuff.
anti instant replay for TKOs. Jack is pro instant replay for TKOs. Okay.
Oh,
So
for TKOs, I thought it was talking about like head clashes and like headbutts and like elbows. That's what I thought it was.
J Boogie, let me make sure. You said it was for TKOs specifically and not for headbutts.
Well, I had said that I supported it if it's like to review like a foul, but only for a foul.
No, that's what I think too, though.
So we may just have to go either. I had a feeling this is going to happen if you two. We're either going to have to change our opinions on something, or we're just going to have to do a 2-rounder. And I mean, I think honestly, so Jay Boogie, you're pro instant replay for TKOs or anti?
No, I mean, like if the referee stops it like a TKO, then that's it.
Yeah,
Like I don't
that's it.
think
You can't do
you
much
should be
about
able to
it.
review
Or
it.
for headbutts, you're pro.
Yeah, like headbutts, low blows, stuff like that.
Okay, guys. So it seems like that's going to be a 10-10. Judges scored at round number
Really,
2,
bro?
10 even.
Be disagreeable for once, homie. Be disagreeable for
Great
once.
job,
Can you do
fellas.
that?
10-10 even round number 2. That's how you do it, guys.
I don't want to be on the wrong side.
Listen, we've
Nah,
got
right?
we've got three
That would be
UK judges for this one. So all 3 UK judges score round number 2, 10-10. If there's a draw, I'm just gonna pick who I think deserves to win. All right. So round number 3, Jack, what's the topic?
Marvin Hagler versus Gennady Golovkin, bro.
Here we go.
He's here with the
Jack
Hagler
Alter.
profile. He's here with the Triple G shirt.
All right. So Jack Alter is picking Triple G to defeat Marvin Hagler in a hypothetical. Jay Boogie is picking Marvin Hagler to defeat Triple G in hypothetical. Jack Alter, the floor is yours. Start from 1645 to 1745. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I did not want to choose this topic because I know how I'm
You're
like
running low on
passionate.
time, Jack.
Yeah, I know. I'm passionate about this. Marvin Hagler, he's a great fighter, but I feel like people do overrate him a little bit just because he's iconic. He's a legendary character, like the war, everything about him is legendary. But the names he beat, and you can say the same thing about Golovkin, but Golovkin was openly ducked. The thing about Hagler is, though, like he never really beat okay, you got Mugabe, and then all the other guys, like he only beat Duran and Hearns had like the whole. I need a long time to talk about this one. You need like the coffee before the fight, his legs before the Hearns Hagler fight. Damn, I don't have 1 minute to talk about this, bro. Hagler, damn it, dude, this is tough to talk about it in 1 minute. But I just think Hagler's a bit overrated, and I think Triple G would be able to handle his southpaw stance due to all his amateur experience and his experience in the pros. So.
All right, Jack, you had 13 more seconds, bro. I don't know why you cut yourself that short, bro. But
It was 45.
45 or 55?
It was 45.
Okay, so you had like 4 more seconds. Okay, fair enough. Jay Boogie, go from 18 minutes to 19 minutes sharp. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so I wanna make it clear that I do not think that Hagler would straight up dominate Triple G, but I think he would win a close decision based off of activity because as y'all know, he threw a lot of punches. He had fast hands. He was a little bit smaller, but that meant, you know, he was a little bit quicker, you know, faster feet, longer reach. He had a really long reach. He could switch southpaw and orthodox. He threw really good body shots, and we did see Triple G get hurt by body shots against Canelo and Derevyanchenko. And Hagler was like a killer to the body, and he was a killer on the inside, and he had the long reach and the athleticism to pop him from the outside. So those are his advantages. I think the only advantage Triple G would have would be kind of in that mid range. I don't think either guy would get hurt. They both got granite chins. So I think it would be a decision type of fight with Hagler having more activity.
Can we get like 10 minutes to talk about
Mike. Okay, so I don't know why I keep getting messaged. I'm trying to go on DND, but it's not letting me. All right, guys, go free fall 1920 to 2120. 2 minutes of free flow conversation on the topic.
Only 2 minutes. Damn.
1925 to 2125.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so I think Hagler's a great fighter, but Triple G, bro, in his prime, I don't think anybody middleweight would like fuck with a prime Triple G. I mean, you can say whatever we want, but he fought Canelo when he was 35. Hagler retired at 33 after he lost a close fight to Sugar Ray Leonard, and Sugar Ray beat him fair and square, and then Hagler was just like, "Oh no, I lost that fight, bro." Leonard was literally outside the ring for 3 years. He decided to go up to middleweight, and he beat you just by shoe shining. Like, what do you think Gennady Golovkin would do? A natural middleweight, like he's gonna hurt you. Like, I know Hagler has this whole tough facade, like war, bro. If he went in against a guy like Golovkin, he would probably get hurt. I'm gonna say that straight up. I know he's only been dropped once, and it was a slip, and he has an amazing chin. But if he went up against a guy like Triple G, who's super skilled, I don't think Hagler would have any clue how to handle it.
Okay, so you know, his only real loss was Sugar Ray Leonard. The other two he had early in his career, and he avenged them by knockout. He wasn't really knocked down; it was a slip. So I do think that his activity would win a decision. I don't really see Triple G stop. I don't think either one would stop the other because we saw Hagler take clean shots from Tommy Hearns, and you know, he might have been on his back foot at points, but he was never seriously hurt. He didn't go down. And Tommy Hearns hits like a truck, you know, that explosive power. And Sugar Ray Leonard did beat him, I admit, but I feel like part of that is because of Hagler's style that he chose to fight in that fight. And also it's Sugar Ray Leonard. Like, it's a different style than Triple G, and he's like literally one of the GOATs. So that's how I would respond to that.
Nah, he is one of the GOATs for sure. Sugar Ray Leonard's, I mean, those entire 4 in that 80s era were insane. But yeah, bro, it'd be a close fight. I don't think either guy would get stopped, honestly. But this is why I didn't want to debate it, because I was like, I could see it going either way. I really could. But I just feel like Triple G would just be too much for Hagler, and he'd be able to withstand whatever Hagler brings.
Time is up. That's the final round. So I feel like it'd be too complicated for the guys to text me their scorecards and then me reading it out like I'm Michael Buffer. Maybe I'll do it for the semis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the judges. Let me, how boxing works. Let me remove you and re-add you because I want Bishop to actually come in because the backstage is full, if that's okay with you, brother. And I'll add you, rejoin after this match is over. So I'm going to kick how boxing works. I'm going to re-add you, okay, brother? Can I get a nod? I'm trying to see in the bottom. Can you hear me? All right, whatever. Okay, so I need, give me 1 second. I'm going to add Amin right now, but don't tell me your score yet. Ruari, you guys are going to be on the spot to explain your scorecard. I have a little word because there's a 10-10 round in round number 2. So I have an extra. Bishop, press the link, brother. Bishop, press the link, brother, and join right now so you can join the stage. Hold on. Shoot, hold on. How boxing works, I have to remove you, brother. Okay, thank you, bro. I'll re-add you, okay, because it's full. Why did I just add you to the stage? I just added you to the stage. Hold on.
I have a question though. When do I hop back in? When do I know to hop back in?
Yeah, so after this match ends, I love you, Jack, and I love you, Jay Boogie, but I'm gonna remove you both from the stream so we have space, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Got you, brother.
So just click the link in like 10 minutes or something?
Yeah, even right after this match, honestly.
Okay, because I'm not watching it. So
okay,
I don't know.
Honestly, yeah, 5 to 10 minutes rejoin.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
So you're kicking us right now? It's just
no. I'm adding Bishop back in. So hold on. There's Ruari's on right now. Amin is in. Bishop, I know exactly. I need stage. Sorry, guys. I'm like navigating like 5 things at once. This is the first time I've done this as well. So if anything, let me get Ruari's scorecard in the meantime. Ruari, can you break it down for a minute or two and then give us your final score?
Perfectly. So first round, obviously, I thought he's both made really good arguments. I wrote down a few notes. I think the biggest point that I agreed on and that really changed my mind and really got me thinking was Boogie's point on the 8 of 84. I think he said fights, the injuries came in the final 3 rounds. So obviously I think that was really important for the first round. And that's why, will I give him my score for the first round then? No, yeah.
Max, yeah. So you could just say who you get. You could just say, if anything, Ruari, make it easier. Give me your final scorecard and then explain why. So after 3 rounds, Ruari scores it as?
I scored it as 2 rounds to Boogie. And then obviously the second round was even. So it was 2 rounds
for Boogie, for the first judge.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Can I ask him, wait, the last 3 rounds were injuries. Wouldn't that be my point, though? If the last
Jack, I love you, bro. We can't do this right now. Bishop boxing opinion in the building. Bishop, how you been, brother? And how did you score it? And then quickly explain.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was pulling up to the first round to the house, so I was listening, but I was pulling up. So I'm gonna go from 2 to the last one. I got it even. They both was like giving great points, and I can't really pick no winner because like they both was like giving like great points. So it's like it's hard to judge for
So
real
it's
with
okay
that.
because I have an extra judge for that texted me.
Yeah,
He scored the fight 29-29 even.
yeah, I did too.
A draw. So we have Amin. Right now we have one judge has it a draw. One judge has it for Jay Boogie. Amin, I already know what you scored it. Tell us how you scored the fight, brother.
Yeah, listen. So I'll make it quick, right? The final scorecard was a draw for me, 29-29.
Feel
First
that.
round I gave it to Jack Alter because they both brought up a study and shit like that, but at Jack Alter was a little more persuasive for me. At round three, I thought he wasted a lot more time in the first round because it was a very passionate topic for him, and he wasted a little more time on that. And Boogie gave more like advantages for Hagler and shit like that. But yeah, at the end of the day, for me, it's a draw. Obviously, because of round two.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you guys do a sudden death, and the topic isn't necessarily about boxing, but it's about yourselves as boxing fans. I want Jack Alter and Jay Boogie on the fly, 3 minutes, all at once, back and forth. You don't get any silence. You guys go against each other directly. Jack, why do you know more about boxing than Jay Boogie? Jay Boogie, why do you know more about boxing than Jack? This is gonna determine it. It's gonna be straight up, nothing about fighters, nothing about the sport. Why are you a smarter boxing fan than Jay Boogie and vice versa? Get it going. I'm putting the judges backstage. Final round, 26-40 to 29-40. 3 minutes, sudden death. Can't believe this is a draw. It's your fault for forgetting for miscommunication, but I forgive you guys. It's also my fault. 26-55. Start it. Go.
I don't know much about Jay Boogie, but I think that the way I learn things, the way I study, I don't think many people like love boxing and know it the way I do. Like I grew all throughout high school, all I would do was study box track and watch fights. I just don't feel like, I mean, I don't know him very well. We're just mutuals, but I find it hard to find somebody who can really understand and love boxing just the way I do. Like it's my everything. Like I want to box. I've done boxing, but I don't know much about him. I bet there's a few people on earth that understand boxing better than me, but I find it hard for someone to know like someone. It's just rare. Like I don't know many people that could understand the sport like me. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I would basically say the same thing about myself. I mean, I feel like I put up some good arguments. I've been in boxing or been into boxing since I was a teenager. I kind of have like a martial arts background. Haven't done actual, competitive boxing, but I'm thinking about getting into that myself. But yeah, I watched a lot of the big fights, and I've studied a lot of different like channels and stuff. And yeah, so I'm just trying to start my own, YouTube channel, and I don't really know what I could say that would, prove that I know more than Jack, but
Exactly. Yeah, bro. He's good. I knew, dude. I was gonna say right before. I thought it was gonna be a draw. I was about to text everyone in the chat. Like bro, I think it's gonna be a draw.
Yeah.
We agree on too much, bro.
Honestly, we'll cut the round there. At this point, I just want, after the little arguments you guys gave, I'm going to add you guys back. This, honestly, we're completely picking at straws now, guys. Absolute edge of your seat. Absolute cinema. This is what people pay the big bucks to watch. This is high quality content. This is what we should be doing on a Sunday evening, right, guys? So, all right. After those arguments, I'll put Bishop on the spot first. Bishop, round number 4. Whose argument did you like more objectively?
I like both. I give both guys credit. Jack sounded more sincere to me though.
I like that. All right, so Bishop had it 29-29. So now his scorecard is 39-38.
The other guy was giving it up too, but I felt like it was more sincere from Jack.
Fair enough. I mean, you had it 29-29 as well. Who did you give this round to?
I gave it to Jack. Also, it just seems more sincere, right? Also, again, it's more substance to the argument, so it also makes.
All right, so before we continue, I have to break it. Jack Alter pulls it off by split decision. because even if Ruari gives the round to Boogie, 39-38, Jack Alter from 2 scorecards. So Boogie, you gave it a great effort, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. You did a tremendous job, and this was a nail biter. Jack Alter escaped. You escaped with a split decision. 39.
Hey, respect, Jack. I'm gonna be rooting for you to win. Okay.
Thank you. Oh, bro, that makes you look good because everyone would be like, I wonder what everyone would do against Jay Boogie if Jack won, because Jay Boogie was like neck and neck with Jack. I knew this would be close.
Yeah.
He knows ball. And I'm going to tweet after. I'm going to let everyone, my followers know, and all the judges, much love, bro. Good debate. Much love.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, good
That was
luck.
a good debate.
Go ahead, Boogie.
I was just saying good luck, and thanks to the judges too.
And Jay Boogie, when I do these again, you're welcome anytime. Just reach out to me. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to remove you from the stream just so more people can join. Ruari, I mean, who'd you give the round to without even explaining it?
To be fair, the guy said Jack was more sincere. I agree. I just still Boogie for me. He made such better arguments throughout the entire fight. I still have Boogie.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Wait, Jack, you won by the skin
Hey,
of
respect.
your teeth. You advanced though, and you'll be taking on the winner of the Spit Bucket podcast and Billionaire Boxing. So
no rematch. No rematch.
Rematch on a neutral channel. Not this one though. Not in the tournament. Jack, thanks for coming on. I'm going to remove you as well from the stream. I'll see you in the semifinals. Jay Boogie, thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to put everyone else. I'm going to put you judges backstage. And Jack and Jay Boogie, please leave the stream. Thank you so much, guys. Much
All right.
Appreciate everybody.
All right. Great job, fellas. Great job, judges. I appreciate you guys. I'm putting you guys backstage now. And we're going to have remove. Okay, guys, the next matchup. Let's do. I want to do JMMA versus Adam. So I'm adding JMMA and boxing with Adam. How are you, fellas? Hope you guys are doing well.
Hey, good, doing good, man.
Yeah, doing good.
Same format as we just did.
I was stretching like we was about to spar or something, bro.
Same format we just had previous, right? Same judges as well. 3 topics. You guys know the rules. And Jay, what's the first topic, brother?
Let's go with is Tyson Fury an all-time great? I think that'll be a good way to start.
So Jay, your stance on is Tyson Fury an all-time great is?
I disagree.
So JMMA believes Tyson Fury is not an all-time great. Boxing with Adam believes Tyson Fury is. JMMA, you're going to have from 32 minutes 40 seconds to 33 minutes 40 seconds uninterrupted. Go ahead.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear cut why he's not. I mean, you look at his 2 best wins, which would be Vladimir Klitschko and I guess Deontay Wilder. I mean, nothing really else really stands out. I mean, Derek Chisora. I mean, you got Otto Wallen. Like, it's really nothing that really stands out to me. You compare it to Lennox Lewis. Just talking British heavyweights. You compare it to a Lennox Lewis. You compare it to a Derek Chisora. They all have better resumes than Tyson Fury, in my opinion. Skill wise, I would say a bit up and down. I mean, going into an exhibition with an MMA fighter and getting knocked down, like really knocks it down. For me, with that Francis Ngannou fight, and then seeing how Anthony Joshua did again, another British heavyweight with a better resume, in my opinion. For me personally, it really doesn't just click with Tyson Fury. Subpar technique. It doesn't click.
Sorry, Jay, time ran out, but I'll let you have a 2.5 minute back and forth with Adam on the same topic. Boxing with Adam, go from 33. You know what? Go from 33.55 to 34.55. And now.
I really believe that he is an all-time great because, first of all, his weight, 280 pounds, the big dude. He's like a Viking. The Klitschko, and then I know the rematch got canceled. His whole journey from coming from depression, cocaine, and went on that run after that. Fought Wilder. Wilder was the man at the time. That nobody can just. Wilder was that guy, and Wilder. That's why I got into I lost interest into the heavyweight until Wilder came, and then Tyson Fury clashed heads. So he went on that, and also I know he has 2 losses to Usyk, but he fought also he ran it back with Usyk, and then he won the Ring magazine title with Wilder. What was I think it was the WBO, one of those belts, and then just his weight and his height and the way he boxes. He boxes. You don't see heavyweights.
Time, brother. Sorry, bro. I know my boy Adam was about to really go in, but Adam, you got good news. You got 2 minutes of back and forth to where we can go even further on this, okay, bro?
Oh, okay.
So from 35-15 to 37-15, I'll let Jay start, but you guys go back and forth like a regular combo. Go.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so hearing his take, it more so sounds like he's really on the side that Tyson Fury is a great boxer for this generation, which I would kind of agree. But when we're talking about all time, you gotta compare him to his contemporaries. Got to go Ali, Liston, Foreman, Frazier, Lennox Lewis. I just don't see it. Even if Deontay Wilder wins, yeah, Deontay Wilder was that dude, but on that same hand, like he just mentioned, he wasn't interested in heavyweight, and for good reason. Heavyweight is the reason why Wilder had 40 knockouts. A lot of those guys weren't really the best competition. So I'm interested to hear what was his rebuttal to that.
Oh, for sure, man. Well, we really can't say for like back in the day because put Tyson Fury a 280. What is he, 6'8", something like that, with his boxing skills against Ali. Ali, hands down, is one of the greatest, but put him against that. Did you see when he put his weight on Wilder? He's a big dude, and then the way he boxes, technical, and the skills that he has for that weight and for that heavyweight, to be a heavyweight. I don't know. You could probably put him in there in the 80s and the 70s, and those guys, you don't know. We don't know, but I think he would handle himself because, he's just the way he was technical with his boxing and used his weight for his boxing too.
Yeah, but on that same hand, again, I just feel like he dominated in a really, again, like I mentioned before, a really shallow division. Like I said, like the golden eras, the Alis, the Listons, the Tysons, the Holyfields, the 90s, the 80s, whatever ever you want to compare it to. Even, Klitschko's run, it had some names in there.
Time, bro. I'm sorry about that, fellas. If I didn't do that, these debates.
That was good.
And obviously, I love these. I love debates, so I love them going as long as possible. Yeah. That is round one. So all three judges tally your scorecards. That is round one. We're getting ready for round number two. I'm gonna have Adam. Adam, what is the second topic, my friend?
I think the second topic was that I thought it was good to keep what's it called, those belts, the WBO, IBF.
You like the 4 belts?
I like the 4 belts.
Is that correct? You prefer the singular 1 belt per weight?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Glad we don't have another Jack Alter situation, right? Okay. So, Adam, start us off, brother. Thank you for fighting you on the chat. Much appreciated. He's our backup judge. He also scored the last fight a draw, so it didn't matter, unfortunately. Adam, from 38-20 in the top left to 39-20, uninterrupted. 3, 2, 1.
For sure. I'm not, you know what? I'm just going to wing this because I'm really based on principles, how I grew up. And I just think don't mess with the OG shit. So if the guy has the IBF, the guy is the guy that has the IBF and you're that guy that has the WBC, then go fight that guy that's the IBF, that has the IBF title. Then you're going to have to go get that guy. And then the man fights the man, and then boom, be undisputed. So I just don't think we should mess with those rules. It's been old school from the jump. I feel like it's more exciting. You know what I mean? Put up the WBO guy that has the belt, and they say he's the best, and against another guy that say he's the best that has the IBF, and put those guys in clash. I just don't think that I just don't think that whole 1 belt thing is just going to be too much politics with that. There's already politics with the other belts, but just don't change the rules on that. That's my stance.
Perfect, brother. Awesome. Thank you. JMMA, I'm going to give you 39 minutes, 35 seconds to 40 minutes, 35 seconds. So that's about to start in 3, 2, 1, begin.
I just feel like the four belt era has really created a lot of discrepancies within boxing. One I don't really see people talk about is really just on the boxer side more than the fan side. It's really the sanctioning fees that these guys have to pay for keeping these belts. That's something that really doesn't get talked about a lot. And then on my second point would be just overall competition. I feel like with one belt, you're really, not closing the skill but gap, but almost closing the time of window to actually duck people. With one person having belt, you kind of forcing everyone, in that small crab bucket to try to claw their way out to fight. So uh while the four belts at one time did work, I feel like now personally, as the skill gap does increase and as boxers have gotten more skilled, I think it's really holding back a lot of these great fights from being showcased.
All right, perfect. So now you guys will have from 45 to 42:45 uninterrupted. Adam, you're going to begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
We doing the back and forth thing?
Yeah.
Oh man, let me counter in what you said, JMMA, about the whole man. They're making like 5-10 million. Shit, they could pay them sanction fees.
Yeah, that's true. But like, if you make it 5-10 million, would you really want to give up an extra million just because you're holding a belt?
Really want to get rid of that hardware? You know how beautiful that hardware is, man. With Muhammad
I
Ali.
mean, yeah, I mean, it kind of looks good, but I mean,
You want a cheesy ass MMA belt that says unified or undisputed on it? Nah, dog. Give me them four belts.
personally, it just for me personally, it just means more than just the belt. I will agree that the undisputed belt that Turkey Al-Sheikh created does look corny. Yeah, you ain't gonna get no arguments out of me with that. But I feel like, I mean, you look at a lot of these guys. I mean, look at the way that Keyshawn and Shakur are doing at 135. I mean, you got to go through, the WBO rankings. Then you got to get that belt. Then you got to unify this belt. Then you got to unify. After you unify, you got to wait on the other person. I mean, look how long it took Crawford and Smith. It took them 5 years to fight.
That they need
It's
to
a
do
politics.
that. Now, I agree with that. They need to make the fights happen. If you're number one, you got the belt. You need to fight number two behind you, bro, or whoever's number one. And but I just don't feel like. I feel like as a boxers that I know I've been in, that I've been in this boxing stuff like that. I don't think they want to get rid of that because that's just like it's like a brotherhood thing. I think with the four belt stuff, like that they want to go get those belts. So you take that away. I don't know. I just feel like it's a sacred thing to them.
I mean, yeah, you could argue that, but again, I just personally, I don't see why. I don't see why four belts are needed right now. I feel like it's creating a lot of division with the.
Hey, ask.
Hey, you might as well go ahead.
Time's up, boys. I was trying to do a little hand signal just to warn you guys. All right, fellas. Round number 2 concludes. Judges, tally up your scores. Send them to me, please. I'm going to do it a little more professionally than I did it for the Jack Alter match, but I'll still have you guys come in as well. All right, final round, round number 3, JMMA. Do you remember the final topic that you guys will be debating?
Yes, I believe it was. Is Dana White good for boxing or not?
Perfect. So, Adam, your stance on that? Pro or anti-Dana?
Pro.
Jay, you're anti-Dana, I'd assume.
Correct.
Okay, so JMMA from 43:30 to 44:30 uninterrupted. 3, 2, 1, begin.
I think one of the main reasons why a lot of people want to see Dana in boxing is because of the big fight aspect. And while he does have that, I feel like him, getting rid of the Ali Act, trying to monopolize boxing the same way the UFC does, which really isn't the greatest thing. I mean, you look at the way the UFC is structured, top 15 rankings, everyone fights for one belt, but look at how many guys are complaining about getting paid. I mean, go look at the Ali Act. Go look at I believe it was the California. They had that meeting. Go look at how many ex UFC fighters were just against removing that. So it's just pretty much crazy that anyone would champion him being in boxing. I think he would be good for prospect level with what TKO is trying to do. Introduce more prospects into the sport. But we're talking about Crawford versus Canelo or Shakur versus T. I don't want to see him involved in any of that personally right now at all.
Solid, brother. Awesome. Okay. Adam from 44-40 to 45-40 uninterrupted. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Oh man, it's gonna be hard to back up Dana, but yeah. You know what? The only thing I'm pro Dana White, just the way he made the UFC. So I feel like it's really good for the sport of boxing because we had these problems in boxing being so corrupt and these fights are not getting made. So I think Dana White being in there, Turkey, I feel like Dana White is definitely gonna be behind the scenes and get shit done, you know, because and the whole Ali act. Now, don't get me my memory, but isn't that kind of like a benefit thing with for the fighters, kind of like some healthcare stuff, kind of like that a little bit? But my thing is, when I was reading it, I believe he's adding to the benefits, isn't he? That's what I read about the Ali Act and more stuff for the fighters and stuff. So I don't know what they're talking about. Okay, my bad.
No, you're good. Actually, no. Like if you have any like final like 2-3 seconds, just close out your thought. That's okay.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I just think if he's adding to the Ali Act that's helping the fighters, then I mean,
Okay.
I don't see no problem.
Perfect, bro. Perfect. Okay, awesome. So you guys made your 1 minute points each. You guys are gonna have from 46-10 to 48-10 to close out round number 3. 2 minutes 2 minutes back and forth. Begin.
Again, like I said, with Dana, I truly just don't feel like he's really for the sport. I think the Ali Act is probably the biggest thing trying to take away just the benefits for the boxers, but not only that, them knowing the stipulations of that contract. That's another really big thing that Danny Garcia touched on the Ariel Hawani podcast, and I think with that, it's pretty much like he's trying to make it where it's the boss, and then the boxers follow under those rules instead of them being independent contractors. And I really feel like with that aspect, it could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. That's why, over here is opinionated. But just for me personally, I don't feel comfortable with stripping away the rights that a boxer has as an independent contractor.
So
Personally, I don't
with
feel
the
like that's right.
Act, you know what's kind of like bothering me about that? Like these boxers, what's it, Nico Ali or what? The grandson
Right.
posted some, but he don't say nothing like facts under that. Like, oh, this is what he's doing bad about the Ali Act. He's being emotional about it. So what is he changing? Nobody's came out. Like, what is he changing that's fucking up the Ali Act? So if nobody has facts or whatever what I read, he's like adding to it, you know, to like whatever the pack, like if you adding a package to a healthcare or something, whatever. If it's gonna be better for the fighters, now we're gonna see in the long run if it is hurting the fighters, then okay, then Dana White, you tripping. But I feel like Dana White's that guy, like, hey, bro, you fighting, you fighting Terrence Crawford. Boots, you're gonna be fighting Terrence Crawford. All right, Canelo, you fighting David Benavidez. You know what I mean? And I feel like because Dana White has that spirit in him, like that competition, and with Turkey, both of them together, I feel like they're gonna make shit happen.
All right, fellas, time is up. I saw how boxing works in the bottom. It's cracking me up. All right, fellas, that's 3 rounds concluded. I already know the judges' scorecards for the first 2 rounds. Judges, if you can all quickly, I'm going to add you guys in, but before you get added in, can you guys quickly text me your scorecard for round 3? I'm going to announce the final outcome, and then I'm going to have them quickly explain why they scored it the way they did. So, adding Bishop, adding Rory, adding Amin. You guys can quickly. Okay, so I got 2. I just need Bishop, your scorecard. I have Rory's.
The last one was even to me.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so score totals. Judges scored a contest 29-28, 30-28, and 30-27. For your winner by unanimous decision, Jay MMA. Jay survives, does pretty well, and makes it to the next round. Before anything, I want to give Adam some real credit because Adam stepped in one day and basically bailed me out because no one was really coming through for me. So, Adam, I want to give you a huge thank you for stepping up and actually giving a good go, right? You gave it a good go. You won a round on one judge's card. You had a 10-10 on another judge's card. So thank you so much for that. You're welcome anytime on the channel. And I really
100%, 100%. He had me stumped on that last. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was getting nervous.
you were confident. Good stuff. Good stuff. Before you guys say your final things, I want to quickly let the judges explain themselves. So Amin, quick rundown on the fight and why you scored it the way you did. Then Rory after, and then Bishop after.
I mean, shit. I scored it the way I did because I just felt like, and again, he just came off a 1 day like notice and shit. Could have prepared himself that well, so right. But I could notice that he wasn't as prepared for the majority of the topics. JMMA was just a lot more prepared, had more arguments ready, was also more ready for rebuttals. So for most of them, and sometimes Adam even contradicted himself a little bit. But again, it's because the man just came like last minute in. So
Jay was sharp. Amin scored at 30-27. Rory scored at 29-28. Rory, quick breakdown before we get to the next match. Why he scored the way he did.
Yeah, it was really good. Boxing Adam, I gave you the first round. I thought your points on Pro Fury were really good about him fighting Ali. He's 280 pounds. I think that was a really good point you made. Other than that, I think JMA just had more arguments to
Got you,
come
brother.
back
Perfect.
and more detailed ones.
Perfect, brother. And Bishop, you scored at 30-28. Quick rundown why you scored it the way you did before we move on.
Well, shout out to Adam. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say you didn't have good points. I feel like you had great points. I just feel like he just jumped on it from the jump and just provided better facts about Tyson Fury and his opinions. I seen it a little better, but you had a good breakdown too though. But like they said, you came in at the last minute. You were sharp for a last minute, but J Money takes the kick.
Yeah, JMMA, great work, brother. Any final closing thoughts before I remove you from the stream and you'll be moving on to the semifinals? Any closing?
Shout out to Adam because, like everybody's mentioned, it was 1 day notice. Like I just said, he had me stumped on the Dana White one, so I ain't gonna lie, he did. You know, he had something with him, and yeah, I just can't wait for the next round, man. Appreciate it, everybody.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much for tuning in, Jay. Much appreciated, brother. I'm gonna remove you from the stream. Feel free to tune in if you want, and thank you so much, brother. Okay, and Adam, any closing thoughts, my friend?
Nah, thank you for having me, man. Dude, it was fun. That was fun.
Thank you so much for tuning in and coming in, brother. I really appreciate you, man, honestly. And you gave it a great go, so thank you so much, brother. You're always welcome, okay, man? I'm going to remove you from the stage. God bless, brother. Okay, so that matchup is over. I want to make a quick announcement. How Boxing Works might get a bye at this point because his opponent, and I hate to be that guy, his opponent is not answering me. He's not coming through. I'm sorry, bro, that this is happening. Hold on, let me hide you quick. At least you get to move on, but Ty Hofwarn
I just wanted to speak on a couple of the topics that they were talking about. JMMA contradicted himself. How do you support one belt but not support Dana? Because that's what he's advocating for. And to bring some facts about the Ali Act, he is not adding to the Ali Act. He is rewriting the Ali Act so he can circumvent it. What he's trying to do currently is illegal. It is illegal for a promoter to act as the sanctioning body and the manager all in one. You control the rankings, you control everything. In the UFC model, the fighters take 20 to 30% of the total pie that the fight generates. In boxing, they take 70 to 80%. And that's because these different organizations don't get to control every aspect of the way that they earn their money and the way that their career operates. So
I like this. This comment's kind of funny, and all love to both. But it's kind of funny how their opinions were kind of flip flopped, right?
yeah, but the Ollie, it's illegal currently, and that's why he's trying to rewrite it. Because the laws that are in place are there to prevent what he wants. That's what the Ollie Act is there for, to not allow the Dana White system. That's why they made it. And the current system doesn't allow him to run his model. So that's why he's trying to change it. The reason that it's not allowed is because it puts the all of the money in the hands of the corporation instead of the hands of the fighter. And throughout history, we've always seen how that went. I also wanted to quickly speak on the four belt versus one belt topic. Having one belt limits revenue generated for boxing for fighters, eliminates access to world title fights because one guy will have a belt at a time. So there will be millions of fighters in the world that won't have the opportunity to fight for that belt for long periods of time. The sport would become stagnated. So that's why you need four belts.
Perfect, brother. Brother,
And I
I'm so
believe that's it.
sorry. I'm so sorry that your opponent hasn't come through, but
All
I'm
good.
glad that you're able to make your points for this. And as well, you get a bye, so you're going to be in the semifinals. You will be
Appreciate it.
taking on, of course, brother, of course. If I don't have corrected, let me make sure. I believe you're actually taking on JMMA.
Oh,
so,
great.
so I'm excited for
I'm
that.
gonna cook them.
I'm excited for that one.
It's no
Brother,
problem.
if you want to do any final plugs for yourself before we close out, I know you're doing great things right now, and I feel bad that you had to wait an hour and not even debate. So at least we
I
appreciate
was
you, brother.
I was having a great time tuning in.
Mhm.
But How Boxing Works on all social media. My book's available now on Apple Books and Amazon. You can tune into my podcast, How Boxing Works, on Apple Podcasts right on your iPhone.
Perfect, brother. Thank you so much. I'm gonna reach out to you and all the people that move on, and we're gonna get a date for the semifinals. Thanks
All
for
right,
coming
man.
on, brother.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations for a free buy. I guess that's a reward to you for your credibility to get a free round in. So
Thanks, man.
all right, brother. Have a good one. We'll talk to you
You
soon.
too.
All right. So we've got one matchup before the night closes out and before we have the semifinals. Now we officially have the matchups. We need one more match. Adding him to the stage now, we've got JJ Solomon and we have got Billionaire Boxing TV. We've got a great match for this one. This is the one that I may have actually been the most excited for because these guys have been going a little back and forth in a respectful way.
That's him. That's him. He's a bully. He's an online bully.
I can tell that you guys are actually very intrigued in this debate and I've been looking forward to it. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the little promo you guys have done, and I'm excited to have you guys debating each other. As you guys have seen, you guys know the basic format by now. And you guys, I assume, know the three topics as well. We've got the three judges in attendance right now getting ready to score this. So without too much stalling, JJ, what's the first topic? You get to choose it. Tell me what it is, brother.
So I get to choose it. We'll do our promoters helping or hurting the sport, right? Is that hold on, we did no, sorry. So I'm on the wrong one.
You're good, brother.
Influencer boxing, helping or hurting the sport.
So your stance is you are pro or anti?
I'm saying influencer boxing is not helping the sport.
And
That's
Billionaire, you are pro, I would assume.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
perfect. Okay, JJ. 57:30 to 58:30 on the clock, top left, uninterrupted. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Cool. Influencer boxing not helping the sport because look, the fans aren't getting boxing at its best. If you throw Jake Paul, if he goes and gets a culinary license, right, and he says he's a real chef, 3 to 4 years he's been studying, you put him in the hot spots all across America, of course he's gonna get attention, he's gonna get eyeballs. But if those restaurant owners are saying, oh, this is the real deal, this Jake Paul can compete with the best chefs in the world, then no, he is hurting that restaurant because these customers aren't getting the real deal. They're getting a watered down version, so they're not coming back after Jake leaves. Look, if Jake Paul really wants to help boxing, he needs to make these real fights happen so he can show the whole world how talented and special these real chefs are when they get in the kitchen. Because right now, you're not doing a damn thing for the sport besides filling his pockets.
Perfect, brother. 1 minute and a dot. Much appreciated. Billionaire Boxing, 58:40 to 59:40, uninterrupted. 3, 2, 1, begin.
You muted, bro.
Restart. I'll give you a new clock because you're on mute for the first few seconds.
My bad.
You're good, brother. 58:55 to 59:55. 3, 2, 1, begin.
The biggest threat to boxing for years has been its aging fan base. Influencer boxing brings millions of Gen Z and millennial fans to put their eyes on boxing. And I mean, any sport without money dies. Jake Paul and Nate Diaz, it did 450,000 pay-per-view buys, which generated approximately 27 million in pay-per-view revenue, which not even including the $3.1 million gate. When KSI's Memphis boxing launched on DAZN, 2 million. It did 2 million views. 90% of the people that tuned in that night did not have a DAZN subscription. The Spit Bucket podcast cannot argue the fact that more eyes is good for boxing. Jake Paul, Misfits, if he can give me a point to where there's a visible point to where it actually interrupts professional boxing, then I'll be happy.
Perfect, brother. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 minutes back and forth. 1 hour and 5. Okay, so 1 hour and 5 seconds to 1 hour and 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Begin.
Listen, you make great points. And again, for that night in this Jake Paul hypothetical restaurant that I made up, it would be great. It would bring in numbers. But again, as you, billionaire, as a fan of boxing, that fight with Nate Diaz, was that boxing? Was that something that would make you proud to show your non-boxing fans, this is what you get to come back and see? No, they tuned in to watch Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz, and they saw a watered-down version of the sport we love. That doesn't help boxing. They're not going to come back and see what we saw, an exhausted Nate Diaz against Jake Paul, who couldn't put out an exhausted Nate Diaz.
I understand what you're saying, brother. But again, if you can show me a case where the two actually intertwined and disrupted each other, I'll be okay with your argument. I mean, that fight was atrocious. It was horrible to watch. But those same people that watched that fight that night, maybe they walked away thinking, I want to see a real boxing match. Let me tune in to somebody else that I don't know about. I hear a lot about this guy, Floyd Mayweather. Let me see what he's doing, because this just didn't do it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get where you're coming from, bro. It's not good at all, but the sport needs money right now, and this definitely brings the eyes, it brings the money, and it brings the new fans.
I will agree to that. It brought new fans for a night, and I spoke from experience. 19-year-old son who doesn't give a shit about boxing sat down and watched Jake Paul, Nate Diaz. He never came back because that fight was so bad
So
that he
what
never
about
came back to boxing. It was a
so what
one-night
about
thing.
what about what he's done for Amanda Serrano and women's boxing?
Beautiful.
She
One man. What
she
about
was
the rest of
making.
influencer boxing?
Hey man, it's a big landscape, but you got to start somewhere. Jake Paul can't save boxing by itself.
For
Right
sure. But
now,
influencer boxing, which is the question, hasn't. Jake Paul's done amazing things for women's boxing. He's not fixing it.
All right, time is up. My dog's barking a little bit. I apologize.
Great job, Billion. Great
Great
job,
round
dog.
one, fellas. Judges, all three of you, let me know your scorecards through message. Sorry, my dog is just going ballistic. Okay, round one is finished. Round two, fellas. Judges, send me your scorecards I mentioned before, please. Billionaire, what is the topic, my friend?
promoters. I think promoters are good for boxing, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why.
Okay, so Billionaire believes promoters are good for boxing. JJ disagrees. Billionaire gonna have 1 minute uninterrupted, 1 hour, 2 minutes, 45 to 1 hour, 4 minutes, 45. Begin. Or
Boxing,
1 hour, 3 minutes, 45. Go.
boxing promoters are very controversial, but they are essential engine to professional boxing. They take all the financial risks, which explains their profit share in the end. They provide the financial investment, the marketing platform, and the organizational structure necessary for the sport to exist and for fighters to become global superstars. Bob Arum, he put on Muhammad Ali. Uh, Oscar De La Hoya used his own fame to launch Canelo's career. Look where Canelo is now. If the promoter is the person that's going to put up all the money, and at the end of the night, hey, they taking all the 100% financial risk. We can't have these unforgettable events. We can't have all these household names, and who's going to put up the money if we don't have these big time pockets handling these fights? I think that without promoters, we wouldn't get the super fights that we crave. And I think that if my opponent thinks that promoters are greedy in any type of way, hey, when you're putting up all the dough, you say how things go. It's
Okay,
chicken.
brother. Thank you, brother. I gave you a couple more seconds because I interrupted you right before
I'm
you
good with
started.
it.
And also just to close out your thought. Okay.
Hey, and just to clarify, the question that we agreed on was, are promoters helping or hurting the sport? Currently, right? That's the
Yeah.
question. All right, cool.
Okay, so JJ, 104.20 to 105.20, completely uninterrupted. 3, 2, 1, Go.
So great points. Promoters are supposed to help the sport, but they're falling asleep at the wheel. And I'll give you some examples. We literally had Richardson Hitchens coach Lenny Wilson on the show telling us that Mayweather completely shelved so much talent because they're focusing on Tank Davis. We've seen a Golden Boy put all their time and energy on Ryan Garcia. When you have a talent and a special talent like Virgil Ortiz, who's now in his prime and still struggling to become a household name. We have PBC putting dinosaurs together and charging us out the ass to see them. Top Rank, you've got to be a detective to figure out how in the hell to find their broadcast. Back in May, Turkey Al-Sheikh put together an event at Times Square for 300 millionaires when he could have done it at Madison Square Garden for $40 a ticket and sold out the spot. So instead, we're trying to reinvent the wheel instead of just making the best fight the best, and that is absolutely hurting the sport today.
Perfect, brother. 1 minute on the dot. Okay, so from 105.30 to 107.30, back and forth, you guys naturally debate. Here we go. You start, Billionaire. 105. Let me restart that. 105.40 to 107.40, Billionaire. You begin, but back and forth. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so as far as fights not getting made, man, we can't put 100% of the blame on promotion itself, man. You know, some of these fighters are money hungry. They want 2 Lamborghinis and a yacht in the ocean. I mean, the promoters can only do so much, but at the end of the day, if the fighters aren't putting up their dough themselves, I mean, how much complaining can they do?
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, and I'm not even just talking about putting up the dough. I'm talking about the moves they're making that's affecting the sport. Again, I brought up Turkey putting it up in front of 300 people when he could have, if it was about a free event, he should have just put out MSG for $40, and I promise you it would have sold out. The other example I use about Tank Davis and about Ryan Garcia is we're not doing what's healthy for the sport, and that's bringing up these fighters and putting their names in front of the big dude. Top Rank doesn't have a broadcast. We don't. PBC's charging to see Keith Thurman, and that's what I mean. I agree they're putting together the money, but they're not bringing the fights, and they're not doing logical shit that would help.
I get what you're saying, JJ, but ain't no gatekeepers in boxing. So right now, whoever got that bag is calling the shots. That's how it's going. We don't have. It's nobody here to say, hey, you got the money, but you need a moral clause. There's nobody doing that. These guys, they putting up the money and everybody's saying, okay. Do you know Saudis just bought EA Sports not too long ago?
I see that.
It's all for sale. And that's what it's about, Jay. Like we're in a new day and age, man. It's about that bag.
I feel that.
That money, you calling the shots.
Yeah, and you call the shots at Times Square, but if it's good for boxing or bad for boxing, to put it a free event in Madison Square Garden, would it probably cost them 1.5 mil? Or is it smarter to put it in Times Square when nobody can see the fight, dog? They're making bad decisions with that money, is what I'm saying. I agree, they're putting up the money, but what are they doing with it? Tank versus Jake Paul? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell are we doing?
Perfect, brother. Great stuff, both fellas. Round 2 concluded. Judges, please send me your scorecards for round 2 as you did round 1. Much appreciated. We've got one final round before this match goes to a conclusion. I will say this, of you two being heavy hitters, there's no TKOs coming in this match. This is a full 3 round, and I love to see it. So great stuff, fellas. JJ, what's the final topic and what's your stance?
Victor Conti, bad for boxing, absolutely.
Your favorite. Your favorite. Yeah. Okay, so I could give you 20 minutes on this one, but I know that we can't have debating all night. So from 108.20 to 109.20, uninterrupted, 3, 2, 1, begin.
Look, I'm going to start by saying I believe in second chances. I would not be here if it wasn't for second chances. I'll also say that Bud, Shakur, Bam, 3 of my favorite fighters right now, all snack fighters. With that said, Victor Conti is an unnecessary shadow of doubt in a sport that already has so many damn problems. Let me give you an example. If a sex offender gets released from prison, his second chance, we have to be smart about where we put him in that second chance. We have to use common sense. No schools, stay away from children so you don't harm people. If Victor Conti wants his redemption tour, fine. There's 100 other sports that don't involve punching people in the head that you can do it. Let's use common sense and keep him away from a position that can harm people. Look, if Conti's cheating in other sports, the wrong team wins. If he's cheating in our sport, it could mean death in a sport that already sees 10 10, 12, 13 deaths a year, guys. It's serious. And that's it.
All right, brother. Great stuff. Okay, billionaire from 109.35 to 110.35 uninterrupted. 3, 2, 1, begin.
All right, so a lot of people have come to the conclusions they've come to about Victor Conte because of the Balco scandal. Jason Giambi, Barry Bonds, Marion Jones, Bill Romanowski, none of those guys are boxers, all took steroids tied to Balco and Conte. In 2005, Conte pleaded guilty and he served 4 months in prison. Since being released, he started SNAC, Scientific Nutrition Advanced Conditioning. And he's also teamed up with VADA to fight doping in boxing. I feel like who better to fight doping than the guy who created the cream, undetectable drugs with significant maxing protocols that made it hard for doping agencies to detect and made it easier for boxers to cheat. If you believe in second chances, this guy hasn't committed any crimes in boxing yet, as of yet. And as you say, some of the best fighters, Devin Haney, Terrence Crawford, Andre Ward, Nonito Donaire are guys who've worked with him, and we've seen what SNAC has done for them with some of the scientific performance things that Victor Conte does for fighters and contribute to boxing. He, by alone, found out that deep restorative sleep is one of the best ways to enhance a boxer's performance. So he created the Z-Max vitamin, which helps you with sleep and getting back. Oh shit, helps you with sleep, pretty much. Victor Conte.
You good, dog?
Perfect. What time did we start at? I'm sorry, I got sidetracked.
No, you're killing it. Shit, let him keep going. Yeah, I don't want you to cut off your shit, bro. Keep it going.
Yeah, good stuff, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got your 1 minute each. We've got the final 2 minutes of Nav back and forth, as mentioned. I'm gonna go from 111.30 to 113.30. You're gonna begin in 3, 2, 1. JJ, start.
All right, look, dog. Look, I see what you're saying. And again, I believe in second chances, but in this sport, it's not worth it. Because if you're wrong, it could be another Pritchard Cologne. It could be another Gerald McClellan. And for me, it's not worth taking that chance for a man who said, I'll never get caught, to all of a sudden do the right things. I'm going to ask you, billionaire, if you had a guy who's known as the most notorious sexual offender, the most notorious sexual offender, would you let him work with the school districts to say, hey, since I know so much, I'm going to work with the school districts to make sure it doesn't happen again? Would you let that happen?
Hell no, JJ, but we ain't talking about sex offenders.
Life. Life and death.
We are talking about Victor Conte. Listen, JJ, let me ask you a question. Have you ever made a mistake?
Mm-hmm. I started with that.
Did you learn from your mistakes?
Absolutely.
Then why do you hold Victor Conte at such a high standard? Why can't he learn from his mistakes and do better? If you can give me a case where Victor Conte has made a mistake in boxing, then we can agree on something, brother.
He said
SNAC is changing boxing and is making boxers champions.
If you're a boxing fan, right, and you're telling your homies, hey, who never heard of boxing, never heard of Terrence Crawford, but they just saw Terrence Crawford pull off the incredible feat that he just did. But then what happens when you say, hey, y'all remember Balco? That guy's in Terrence Crawford's corner. What do you think is going to happen to those fans? What do you think they're going to say about our new face of boxing? What do you think they're going to say about it? That is bad for boxing, bro.
So I got a question for you. If Victor Conte is so bad, why is he still so close to the sport with all the ongoing accusations?
Because he hasn't got caught, bro. He never been caught.
Hey, if the glove don't fit, he
didn't get caught back then.
If the glove
he didn't get caught back then. He's never been caught. And he still is a felon and he's still banned from baseball, bro. Why do we have him here? He has no business. It's unnecessary.
Time. Good stuff, fellas. That was probably the most back and forth.
Great stuff, Billion. Great stuff, my boy.
Great stuff, gentlemen. All right, all three judges, I need you guys to send me your round 3 scorecard. Oh boy, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm gonna just give it right off the jump. I've gotten 2 separate guys score some of the rounds 10-10, which is a little frustrating, but
oh come on.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting hold on.
I'd rather lose than have a draw for real, man. Billionaire did his work. And we both came prepared. I want them to go rescore that shit.
Hold on. Hold up.
Bro, shout out to Spit Bucket, bro. I had to come prepared, dog.
All right. Rory, I need your scorecard, brother. I need your scorecard in the chat. Okay. This is gonna be annoying. All right. I think that's the wrong one. He signed out of this one. Hold on. That's the bishop I need to add. Hold on. Let me remove this bishop. Let me add Rory and Amin. So I'm gonna announce the scorecard. But I might need some help from 2 of the 3 judges because it's gonna be complicated. So Rory scores the fight. Let me make sure I don't mess this up. Rory scores the fight 29-28 billionaire.
Woo.
Now both, I think you already know where this is going. Both Amin and Bishop both scored the fight 29-29, a draw. We have a majority draw. I was one step away from saying when I saw Bishop do the first 10-10, Bishop, just give me a name that you thought won that round. So I want to keep it objective and keep it, the scorecard, if it's 2 draws and one person won, it's technically a draw. So I'm going to ask Bishop and Amin to pick a winner for round 2 and 3. This is really nailed to the wire now. Like, this is like next level. Bishop, Rory, I appreciate you because you got 29-28.
Yeah, can I just say something? Just want to say I texted in. You see that, Max? I said fight of the night there when I texted in my scorecard because it was just, you know what? I was conscious of giving any draws I gave a round. I wanted to give like someone a round because obviously it's only 2 rounds. So literally the first round, it was literally a swing round. It could have gone either way, but I just gave it to JJ. And then Billy and I came in the last 2 rounds and got the win. But it was fantastic. But yeah, I was conscious of not giving any draw rounds just for this reason.
Rory, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And great stuff judging today, brother. I'm going to quickly put 2 of my good friends on the spot. We'll have Amin on the spot first. No outside bias. Amin, you scored round 3 a draw.
Yeah, round 3,
So
man.
you know what I think I should do? Rory, I'm going to remove you. Thank you so much, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
We're going to give you guys another minute for round 2 and 3. Back and forth, flow. And Bishop and Amin, you both will have to give it to someone. Is that okay? Both of you?
I'm cool with that.
Man.
Much appreciated. Rory, thank you so much.
Yeah,
for the
boys.
job.
Appreciate it, Max. JJ,
cheers,
that
brother.
was quality to watch, man. Enjoy it.
I'm going to shoot you a message later, okay? Rory,
Yeah.
thank you so much, brother.
100%, Max.
This is a
Appreciate
good
it.
debate right here.
Have a great night, my friend. Okay, so wow, it's funny that this is the final. I'm glad that we've actually got like a real thing going. So, if anything, the way I want to do it, because it was round 2 that Bishop scored a draw. We're going to do 1 minute round 2. Bishop, you're the only one that scores round 2, and you message me how you score it. And Amin, we're going to do round 3. You know what? We're going to do 2 minutes, 1 minute for each topic, and then you're both going to say who deserved that round. So we're combining the rounds, if that makes sense. We're not going to do 2 separate rounds. We're going to do 1 round, 1 minute per topic. You both gun to your head, have to give it to someone. So,
Okay.
JJ, 1 minute for topic 2, and then 1 minute for topic 3. Then Billionaire, 1 minute for topic 2, 1 minute for topic 3.
And topic 2 is promoters, right?
It was promoters, and topic 3 was Victor Conte.
Okay, cool.
1 minute. You know what? 30 seconds uninterrupted for both, and then 1 minute back and forth. So, JJ, you're going to go from 118.05 to 118.35 uninterrupted on promoters. 3, 2, 1, go.
Gotcha. You always hear the proof is in the pudding, guys. Right now, promoters are who puts the fights together. Like you said, Billionaire, they're the ones who put the money out. How broken is boxing? Why are we talking about influencer boxing? It's because everybody's dropping the ball right now. Our wrong side of the street, all of that is the reason we're here today talking about Jake Paul and all that other nonsense. It falls in the hands of the promoters for not forcing the fights to happen. That's my 30 seconds.
Perfect, brother. Billionaire, we're going to do 118.45 to 119.05 uninterrupted. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Listen, man, the problem isn't with the promotion. The problem is with competing big businesses. What you're doing right now, JJ, is comparing Ford to Toyota. Man, they both selling cars. I mean, it's not bothering nobody. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody being a Bentley right now in boxing, and that's what we both can agree on. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, I don't see Billy Dooley out of Cleveland putting his own big fights together without a Bob Arum. He needs to get drafted. That's how you make it to the pros.
All
We
right.
need a
Perfect.
sponsor.
Perfect. I messed up by saying 119.05. That's why I gave you 10 more because I was only 20 seconds. Ended up being 30 because of that. So perfect there. Now I'm going to give you 119.35 to 120.35 back and forth. JJ, you start. Begin.
Listen, bro. Top Rank doesn't have a broadcast. Top Rank's one of the biggest names in boxing for 50 years, bro. One of the biggest names in boxing we can't see. We had to see Michaela Mayer on Pluto or Tubi or whatever the hell it was. They are hurting boxing with politics and selfishness and all that. Instead of coming together, they are hurting boxing by gatekeeping and keeping each other apart, man. If we can't make the big fights happen, if you can't put it easily accessible for fans to see, you are hurting the sport. I don't care what you did in the 90s. I don't care what you did in the 80s.
Billionaire, get in there because how much time?
All right, so listen.
Go ahead. My bad.
What fighters need to start doing is in their contracts, if things start going dry, they need to be able to move to other platforms and do what they got to do. Listen, man, the promoters are the ones giving us the fighters, man. They bringing us the fighters, JJ. Without the promoters, we ain't getting these Riyadh seasons. That's a promoter right there. I mean, it may not be where we want it to be, but we getting these big cards because of that big promotion.
Is it helping?
It definitely is. It's
All
helping
right,
me get to see.
Just it's so frustrating because I want to hear the convo. You know what I mean? Because I know you guys have so much more to add, but just with the way that the time works, that was great. I'm really worried that Bishop and Amin are going to disagree and it's going to stay a draw. So if that's the case, I'll just let the chat decide. But we have one more topic. So neither of you scored that one. Just keep it in mind. You're going to combine that round with this round, and then you're going to give a final score. So final topic number 3, Victor Conte being good for boxing. Billionaire, you start off 120-120 to 120-150 uninterrupted. Begin.
Listen, man. If anybody could show me a case in 2025, I mean, your argument is he ain't been caught yet. We all do a bunch of shit we ain't been caught yet for. It don't make us guilty until we get caught. You're guilty. You're innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Victor Conte, he did his time. He got out, and he been doing right ever since, man. It's hard for us to put blame on a guy who hasn't shown us anything since he's been released. He did his time, brother. Snack may be what a lot of people think is this and that based on that Balco case, but guess what? Snack is revolutionizing boxing and great. And look at Terrence Crawford. Look at what he's done.
Perfect.
Look at what Devin Haney's done.
Perfect. JJ, I'll let you like really finish your point.
Yeah, again, man, if we were talking about any other sport, I would agree with you. But if we're wrong on this one, if that ego that we saw 20 years ago sneaks its ugly head again, and if we're wrong and he has figured out a way to circumvent everything, we're not talking about wins and losses, dog. We're talking about another Gerald McClellan. We're talking about another Pritchard Cologne. And for me, one life, risking it for one life isn't worth it. And that's all I'm saying. It's not worth the risk to say, is he really clean or is he not? We don't know that. He has a giant ego. He's bragged about it. And one life for me is not worth it.
Okay, fellas. Okay, perfect. All right. So just to make it clear to Bishop and Amin, because I'm going to let them go 1 minute back and forth, you're scoring both rounds as one round. So you're going to combine all of what they said into one final scorecard. Okay, 1 minute back and forth. Respect each other because obviously it's easy to get carried away and not let the other person go. Billionaire, you begin 123-10. Begin.
You know, it's killing boxing, the what if factor. What if Boots fought Crawford? What if Canelo fought? What if, JJ? What if? He ain't did it yet. As a person who's been in trouble before, I don't like the what if. I'm gonna learn from you. Learn from your mistakes, JJ. I feel like he hasn't done anything up until this. We talking 20 years ago, 2005. He did his time. He served his time. He came home. Let's show the man some grace. He ain't did nothing but created champions, man. Nonito Nair, Andre Ward, Devin Haney, Terrence Crawford. Come on, JJ.
I agree with second chances. It's not worth the risk. There are other sports, dog, that don't involve punching you in the head, bro. This is safety, bro. Safety, punching you in the head. And again, I love Bud Crawford. I love Bam Rodriguez. It's an unnecessary conversation. I wish he would go away because we don't need to talk about it because those guys have been great before they ever put a snack patch on them. It's an unnecessary doubt.
And listen,
That's all I'm
did you know,
saying.
Perfect.
any fighter enrolled with Snack is almost instantly enrolled in Nevada.
What? Well, I didn't hear that. Say that again.
Any fighter that signs with Snack is almost instantly enrolled in Nevada.
And you know whose hands are all over Vada?
Okay, that's
The
a
mad
good close.
scientist.
That's a good
The
close.
mad scientist.
I like this. All right, great stuff, fellas. Okay, so Bishop, Amin, send me your scorecard for that round. Don't forget it was one round combined into two topics. So who did you give the final round to? If you guys disagree, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm not even gonna go to the chat.
I'm gonna tell you right here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right.
Bishop.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right here.
Tell me, brother.
It's hard, right? Because both of these guys is like true boxing heads, and I rock with both of them. What hurt Adam to me was you actually was winning up until just now. Where you messed up at was you contradicting yourself. You saying you agree with it, but then you don't. It's only one way. It's either you do or you don't. You saying you agree with it, but then on the second note, you saying you don't believe in second chances, basically. So
No, I said I do agree with second chances.
yeah, I mean, you do, but then you don't want it in the sport. But my thing is, billionaire made a great point. That's how he win because I give him the round because he right. Dude ain't messed up since. You know what I'm saying? And he been back. You know what I mean? I believe in second chances. Now, you know what I mean? It is a dangerous sport. We could lose your life, and it is a gamble. But shit, it been dirty fighters that been getting second chances for years.
Okay,
You know what I'm
Bishop.
saying?
Distributors or users.
All right, fellas.
I'm just saying in general. So I'm just to cut it off. I'm gonna give it to billionaire. My fault, Max.
You're good, brother. You both are good. Okay, Amin, objectively, if Bishop didn't say anything, I want the full truth, no bias from any outside source. Be completely transparent with me. Who did you give that final round to? If you're still there.
So I gave the final round to JJ.
Oh man, there we go. Beautiful. Still a draw.
No, it's not a draw.
No, because you have him winning, but Bishop has billionaire winning.
Yeah, but the other guy had billionaire.
No, that's just me and you.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. That's how I was doing it. So
shit.
Oh,
JJ,
I thought it was still included with the first score.
Yeah, it was. JJ, I'm so sorry. You really gave it a freaking.
No, it's an honor, man. It's an honor. Billionaire. Wow. I'm proud of you, dog. Look,
this was a really great debate right here.
No, listen.
Before gray hairs.
No, listen, billionaire, and I hope he doesn't mind. You know, barbecue's my boy, Boxing the Barbecue. I text message barbecue before we started, and I said, "Look, I seen billionaire got that damn notepad. He came ready. He came ready with the notepad. So, no, bro, salute, and good job, dog.
Listen, bro, when they told me I was battling, you know, I told you I didn't want to debate at first, but I've been preparing for a week, bro. So I had to come, bro. Like, flowers to you, bro. 2 years ago, when I was just on YouTube learning about boxing, I watched you and C, man. Y'all did y'all thing. So it's been an honor for me to even be here, bro. Real talk.
Facts, bro.
Glad to have you. I'm really glad to have you coming on as well, billionaire. You guys did tremendous. Best debate of the night, I would say. I mean, I enjoyed every debate except for how boxing works because he couldn't debate. But overall, this was tremendous. Thank you to the judges, Bishop and Amin. It was a pleasure having you guys. You guys did tremendous.
For sure. This was a great thing right here, Max. This was a great thing. And this was the best debate I seen right here. I'm honored to be a part of this pup right here.
100%. I'm glad to have you, Bishop. I'm gonna remove you from the stream, but any final words, Bishop, before I talk to the next three?
I mean, good luck on to the next billionaire. And that was a great debate, Adam. And shout out to Max for making this happen.
Thank you, brother, for coming on. Much appreciated. Amin, thank you so much for judging these matches. You did a tremendous job. Any final thoughts, my friend?
Hey, man, I think I'm speaking for the majority. This was the best debate so far, and it's probably gonna be for for a long time until this shit is over. So, props to both of them. Right? Congrats to billionaire. Hey, my bad to JJ, but salute to you. It was a good ass debate, though.
Appreciate you, brother.
Have a good one, my friend. Okay, JJ, I'll talk to you first, brother, before we close out. JJ, loved having you on, brother. I've always respected what you've done. You've always been one of my favorites in the space. You did a tremendous job, bro. We have to collab as soon as possible once this is over, okay, brother? thank you so much for coming on. You did a tremendous job. Do you have any final words before we close out? And I'm gonna text you as well later. But do you have any final words to all the people watching, brother?
No, I want to say a little special shout out to you, Max. One of my favorite things about you, and I reached out to you about it, is that look, one of the biggest things to me is my relationship with Christ. And I love, dog. I respect the hell out of you being so young in this world. And when you have these interviews, you're not afraid to bring up Christ. And I will always respect that. I will always respect people speaking their truth. I will always love this sport. And listen, Billionaire, it was an honor, dog. I knew you was ready. I knew you was ready. We'll do it again. Guys, like I said, one more cheesy plug. TSB making big changes. We're doing big things for the community, man. So please give us a follow. And Max, thank you again, bro. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming on. It was really an honor. You did a great job, brother. Okay, Billionaire, congratulations on the win. You really had to go back and forth on that one. Shout out to your opponent. He did great. You pulled through. You pulled it off against someone that you've had a lot of respect for. So I give you a lot of credit for that. You did a tremendous job. I'm really excited to see your next matchup. You will be taking on Jack Alter, who also barely won his match. So I think that makes it very fun. Do you have any final messages to all the people watching and to Jack as well? Thank you, my friend.
Jack Alter, belt to ass. Belt to ass, man. This is BBTV.
Beautiful, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. It was great to have you. I'll see you in the semifinals.
For sure.
Thank you, brother. Okay, everyone. We're finished with the stream. That was super fun. We've got our final matchups. We've got Jack Alter versus Billionaire Boxing. And we have JMMA versus How Boxing Works. I'm going to update you guys on the semifinals dates. We're going to figure it all out. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. It was so much fun. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.